Hello and welcome everyone to day 10 in this Quest for 2000 series, where I try and reach a 2000 rating on chess.com. So we're in the double digits now. And the last game, I had a request to play a quicker time control. So I tried a 10-minute game with no increment added, and it turned into a pretty big mess. Kind of a messy game, which I lost. So, because it was kind of sloppy playing, especially when I was rushing at the end, I'll try this one more time, another 10-minute game, and just see how it turns out. So let's begin here. Hopefully it'll be better than that last one. And once again, I get the black pieces almost every time here. This is crazy. I think I got them once out of 10 games. Got the white pieces once. All right, so e4, e5 again. They are attacking. The pawn will defend. All right, now we have the four knights. So let's see. I guess I will just go ahead and develop here, see what they do. So they are attacking. Do we go ahead and capture that? Let's see. All right, we'll just go there. Attack their knight. All right, now let me think here. Do we just capture, or do we ignore that? We could bring our queen up. We could pin there. All right, so maybe we just put more pressure on. So we'll try that. See what they do. Okay, interesting. Well, let's go ahead and attack. Force them to make a decision here. Okay, so now they're going to attack there. Well, now we can just attack we can capture with check. And then we can go ahead and capture this. All right. Well, now are we just ahead material? Oh my gosh, this game just turned crazy. I guess we should just capture. I have so many options here. I think we'll just, well, we could just capture here, attacking the queen. That might be an even better move. We'll do that. And then we can threaten to attack there. Well, we're ahead in material. Let's see. Or we will be after we capture that bishop. So I'm going to say, do we double our pawns up? Does that matter? Do we keep the queens? Let's do that and then capture here. So now we're just ahead in material. All right. So the knight might try to jump down into there. All right. He could jump here, threaten both of these. So let us well, let's just do this and stop that knight from being able to come forward. Okay, and then now we can move here. I don't know if we want to do that because then we could open up some problems there. Okay. Well, we might as well just go ahead and castle as well. So we'll go ahead and do that. Get ready to castle. Okay. All right. All right. Do we hold off? No, let's. All right, let's go ahead and do that. We'll go. Ooh, he could still jump forward though. All right. If he tries to go there, we're covered. There. Let's do that. And just see what how things continue here. All right, well, if he wants to trade down more material, we'll just go ahead and do that. Okay, let's do that. And now we should be winning, so we shouldn't have any problem now. We can just go ahead and, well, we'll just push forward. Okay. Now, let's see. Well, we'll just do that. And then we'll go here and attack the rook. Okay. We'll go here, just see what they do. All right, now let's play here. Try and trade off more material. So we'll just go ahead and do that. Then we'll move here, keep his rook out. All right. All right, so we want to get this other rook over here. So let's think about it. If we go up here, his rook could come over. All right, we'll just go there, see what he does next. All right. Now we'll take this open file, since the king is covering the other squares. All right. Now, do we go up here and take that? We could. Why not? Why don't we get on the 7th rank there? And we'll push our pawn. Okay, interesting. We should get rid of our doubled pawn. All right. And, okay, so I should be avoiding the trade of material. Avoiding the trade of pawns and trading material. So, let's go ahead, go there. Now we're threatening to trade off rooks. Okay. All right. We'll go there. All right, and now the time is getting short, so I need to hurry up and move here. Okay. Let's see. If I could find a way to trade off this other piece. Oh, okay, he moved already. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and capture that. Then I'll attack. Oh, maybe I overlooked something. I could have tried to move here and threaten a fork with this pawn, which maybe I can still try to do that. There, we'll go there and threaten that. Oh, he's in check though, so anyway. All right, and is that a mate? All right, I guess we got a mate there. Okay, only 41 seconds left, man. All right, well, they were 1583 and we came out on top, or what were they? They might have been higher than that, 1592. Okay, we'll do a quick game review. And also leave comments or suggestions, especially what you think. If you want me to split these videos up and have one video where I just play the game and then do the game review and analysis in another video, I'm kind of wondering what you guys would like the best. So in this video, I'll go ahead and do a quick game review where the computer kind of blasts through the moves real quick. And then I'll do an analysis where I'll kind of take a closer look at everything that happened in the game. All right, so let's take a look here. So I played 87.9 versus their 80.6. Looks like they had a blunder. And we both had one mistake. I had one inaccuracy. They had zero. So it looks like the blunder, is the move that decides the game. Whoever makes the last mistake. All right, start the game review. So yeah, it's just really blasting through these moves. And then let's see, what do we have here? It's saying better would have been to develop the bishop out here and pin this knight. So anyway, yeah, we'll have to take a look at this, because now I'm checking the king and I'm threatening to pick off one of these knights. So this was just kind of a crazy game. I don't think I've ever had this variation come up in this game. So yeah, it says that capturing was a great move. Yeah, it just put me ahead in material. Let's see here. Let's see. All right, so it's just blasting through the moves. And I got ahead in material. I was trying to trade off. And, whoa, yeah, it just went all the way to the end here. So I played at a 1950 level versus their 1450. It says you really outplayed your opponent in that one. You played better than your opponent in the opening, but it was sloppy. And it looks like, according to this, we didn't even make it to a middle game, although I would consider this a middle game or even an end game. So I don't know exactly what parameters the computer uses to decide that. So we'll go back to the beginning, take a quick look at the analysis. So it was only a 33 move game. All right. So e4, e5. Once again, if you like tactics, you probably want to play the e4, e5 opening. So knight to f3, a good solid move, attacking the center, developing a piece that gets you closer to castling, putting pressure on this e5 pawn, so I defend it. Now they play knight to c3 here, the three knights opening. And so I follow it up with another knight move, the four knights game. So let me see if that's what the computer wanted. It looks like knight to f6 is what it prefers. So now they play d4, and it looks like black is slightly ahead now already with that move. So the computer instead wants bishop to b5, saying that that's the best move to develop a bishop out here. And that's kind of like a, I don't know, closer to a Ruy Lopez or a Spanish. Maybe it's called the Spanish four knights. Let's see what happens when we move that out there. Let's see. It says that white would stay slightly ahead with that move. And the computer is still thinking, okay, that would be the four knights game Spanish variation, because it's kind of like the Ruy Lopez Spanish opening. All right, if we go back to what happened in the game, d4 was played, and here e takes d4 does appear to be the best move to keep black slightly in the lead. So luckily that's what I played, because usually if your opponent puts the pawn pair in the center here, you don't want to let them have that, and you need to knock that out. So now knight recaptures, and here I wasn't sure what to play exactly. I thought, well, if I capture his knight, that'll just help him develop his queen. And so it looks like just bishop to b4 would have been the best move for black, pinning this knight, and then you're ready to castle. Let's see here. In the game, I played queen to e7, and it says that is a mistake. And I think even after I played it, I thought, he could probably just jump a knight down here, but I guess he can't. Maybe he could jump the other knight over to here and threaten to fork and then my queen would pretty much just have to retreat back. So let's see. Although here it's saying that bishop to f4 would have been the best move. And then what? a6 to keep the knights from jumping forward. All right. So queen to e7, a mistake. And now it's plus 1.24 in white's favor. So maybe because this was a bad move, my opponent didn't normally see that move and wasn't sure what to do about it. That's the only thing I can think of, off the top of my head, that gave them so much problems, after this move. So bishop to b4 would have been best once again. So bishop to g5 is played. Although bishop to e2 is what the computer recommends, but it looks like they're about even. So, I don't know. This is pretty interesting. It looks like, the material is even, but white has a +1 advantage. I guess there's a couple things going on. The knight could capture here, doubling my pawns up. The knight could threaten to come down here and fork, and then capture here, and double my pawns up over here, which ended up happening in the game anyway, but at that point I was ahead in material. So h6, attacking the bishop, forcing it to make a decision here. I thought he was possibly going to capture or just retreat back, possibly. So anyway, knight to d5 is played, a blunder that sends the game to, let's see, negative 5.24 in black's favor here. So now, I don't know, black is pretty much winning. And the queen is under attack. So it looks like queen captures on e4 is the one and only move that, puts black in the lead. So, at least luckily I found that. So capture the pawn with check. And now we have knight to e3 blocking. So it says that's a good move, but better would have been bishop to e2. I guess if you're going to lose material, you might as well at least develop instead of retreating back, I guess. All right, so queen captures, and it says that's a good move. Black is almost 5 points ahead, but black could have been a little over 6 pawns worth of material in the lead if I would have just captured the bishop. So if we go back, it looks like just capturing the bishop here would have been best. I guess because it keeps the pressure on the knight here. And so that knight would either have to retreat, or just capture here and double my pawns up. Okay. So I capture, and my plan here was just to, maybe trade off queens. So he captures. I decide to, let's see, it looks like he should have captured here. That was the best move, is to, let's see, let's take a look at that. Yeah, it would have been better to capture my queen. I would have had to capture with the knight, and then I wouldn't even have a chance to fork here because his knight is protecting that c2 square. So then the bishop could have retreated. But this way, more material is just traded down. So he moves his rook to the center, but I capture, doubling up the pawns. But now I'm ahead in material here. So let's see. Let me go back and take a quick look at that. So here, I capture. It says that's a good move. And if they would have recaptured, let's see, or if they would have played the best move, capture, capture, and then with this I would still be ahead. I'd have an extra knight. Okay, but they would have been able to keep the bishop pair. You want to avoid exchanging material when you're behind in material. And you want to exchange off as many pawns as you can. Okay, back to the game. We had bishop captures, queen captures with check, forcing the rook to capture, or the king could have captured, but then you can't castle anymore. So it's better to bring that rook to the center. Now we exchange over here. He has broken up my pawns, but I'm just ahead in material. So c3 is played. I guess that is to keep my knight out of this area over here, to restrain this knight. And now I decide to retreat my knight to keep his knight from being able to jump forward. Now I guess he could have jumped here. If he went over here, I could just protect my pawn with my bishop. But if he goes over here, could that cause any issues? Probably not much. So it says that this is an excellent move, but better would have been to just play d6, it looks like. Interesting. The only thing about d6, if we go back, if I go to d6, it looked like he could fork this pawn and this pawn. And is there a way to stop both of those from being attacked? I don't think so. So, I don't know. It's saying c3, or excuse me, d6, and then knight to d5 coming forward. The king would go over here to prevent this pawn, and then he would capture. He could capture this doubled pawn over here. All right, let's go back, take a look at what actually happened. So the knight retreats to restrain his knight. He develops his bishop, which is the best move, it says. So now I thought about moving in here to restrain his, to try and push forward, like put a pawn here and then the other one here. Which I did later in the game. But then I thought, well, would it be a problem if his rook jumps here and attacks this? I guess I could have moved my bishop over here. But then maybe he could have attacked with his knight. All right, so bishop to g7. He castles. I go ahead and castle. It's saying I should have moved that pawn to d6 once again. So now my knight could run into issues. I go ahead and play this, which is the best move. He jumps forward. And it says that that's an excellent move, but knight to c2 would have been better because my knight would just be under attack there. So I trade down more material, and that was the best move. They recapture. I attack their bishop, the best move. They retreat to the best square here. And then this is under attack now. So I push forward, and it says that is the best move. And also, remember, when you have a pawn majority, it is usually best to push the unopposed pawn with nothing in front of it. Well, no other pawns in front of it. And then you just try and move forward, exchange this one off for this one, then you push the next unopposed, and so on until you have a passed pawn. So they decide to trade pawns, which is the best move here. So I capture, they recapture, and now bishop to g4. And it's saying that this was a good move, but better would have been b5 to immediately attack the bishop here. All right, so it preferred b5, attacking the bishop, but in the game, I moved my bishop. They were able to attack, so I retreat back, and it said it would have been better to just go all the way back to c8, so that's interesting. I guess from there, then I could push this forward, maybe reposition my bishop here, and try and go up that way towards the king side. All right, so b3. Now I try to trade off one of the rooks. So let's see. They press forward, preventing me from attacking their bishop. I trade off. They capture. I move my king to the center here to keep his rook from being able to come down. It says better would have been bishop to f8, repositioning this bishop and activating it. All right, so g4, my bishop's under attack. An excellent move. I retreat this way, and it says it would be better to go here. So now we have a pawn move. Okay, and the final moves are rook taking control of the open file, the best move in the position. The king tries to move forward. I go up here and take control of the 7th rank, thinking that maybe they would block and I could trade off the rooks. Their king just ignores that and moves forward. So now I push the pawn, trying to get rid of one of my doubled pawns here. So they push forward, ignoring that. And then I move up here. And it says bishop to d4 would have been better. Oh, yeah, threatening a fork. So bishop to d4, threatening to bring my bishop over here and fork the king and the rook would have been a better move. So they go there. Now I retreat back here. And once again, better would have been to move here. So they attack my pawn, so forcing me to make a decision. Do I press my pawn forward? I trade, which is the best move. They recapture, and it says better would have been rook to e2 to trade off rooks. Interesting. So I retreat, but once again it's saying I should have lined up on the king here. So they press forward. Finally, I move here, attacking the king, and the mistake here, which leads to a mate in 1. So they move over here and they allow the end of the game, which is a mate in 1 here. So instead, let's see what they should have done. Rook to e5. So, whoa, that's crazy. Did it say rook to e5 was the best move? Why would it want you to just give up your rook there? Rook to e5 is the best move. Well, it looks like the king is in check. And, man, if it goes here, it's a mate also. So I guess that's why. If the king goes here, well, then we have this other mate with bishop to h5 mate. Because the bishops are crisscrossing, like firing up through the king side here, and the king is just trapped. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this day 10 in the quest for 2000 on chess.com. Also, remember to leave a comment on what you think, if you want me to continue doing these videos with the game review and analysis on the same video, or if you prefer it broken up into 2 different videos, if that even makes a difference at all. I could shorten the length of the videos down. That's why I tried to play these 10-minute games, but I don't know. These 10-minute games could end up being kind of sloppy if we're both running out of time and we just make crazy moves at the end, but maybe that's more entertaining. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Feel free to leave comments, suggestions. You can put requests in there. I will try to get to those if I get any requests for videos on certain material, but because of the holidays, I'm kind of busy and might be limited until the new year. All right. Thank you, everyone, and have a super chess day and a good evening. Thank you.